Greetings everyone. I'm Arvin Escudillan. I'm going to present our diagram. Our diagram represent s- six classes, which is the LSM manager that control everything and assign courses, enrolls and removes student and display the data. Then next class is the instructor. It handles courses. One instructor can manage one or more courses. Then next is the course class has a one instructor and can have many students. Then the fourth class is the student class is can enroll in only one course at a time. Then the last class is the regular student and the scholar student are the types of student inherits from student with a different fee computation. Thank you.
Now let's move on to the course class. So the course class represents a course that students can enroll in. In the instructor, we initialize the course title and number of lessons, and we also assign a unique course ID. We also have getter methods to access the course details, such as the title ID and number of lessons. One important method here is get base cost. This calculates the cost of the course. Each lesson costs 120 pesos. So we multiply the number of lessons by 120. And finally, we have the toString method, which formats the course details into a readable string. This includes the course title, number of lessons, and the total base cost.
Dangal greetings. My name is Mariel Burgos and I will be explaining our class instructor. So this class represents an instructor who can handle multiple courses. So in our code, we import array list and list because these are used to store multiple course objects in a dynamic list. Next, we define the class called instructor. So inside this class, we declare a static variable named instructor ID counter, which is initialized to 1. So this variable is shared by all instances of the class and is used to automatically assign a unique ID to each instructor. We then declare three instance variables. The first is the instructor ID, which stores the unique ID of the instructor. The second is the instructor name, which stores the name of the instructor. The third is handled courses, which is a list that stores all the courses assigned to that instructor. It is initialized as a new array list. And then after that, we define the constructor instructor string name. This is a constructor used when creating a new instructor object. So inside the constructor, the instructor is assigned a unique ID using instructor ID counter. And then the counter is incremented. So the instructor's name is also assigned using the parameter provided. Next, we have a method called getHandledCourses. So this method simply returns the list of courses handled by the instructor. So this allows other parts of the program to access and modify the list, such as adding a new courses. And last, the override to string method. So this method is used to return a formatted string representation of the instructor object. So inside this method, a string builder is used to efficiently construct the output string. It displays the instructor's ID and name followed by the list of courses. So if the instructor does not handle any courses, the program displays none. Otherwise, it loops through each course in the list and appends the course title to the output.
Good day and greetings everyone. My name is Aaron Cruzante and today I will be presenting a Java-based learning management system. The goal of this program is to move away from manual tracking by using object-oriented programming to manage instructors, courses, and student enrollments efficiently. So the first class we have is the student class. So it acts as a blueprint for every student instances we make in this system. So it handles the core identity and data management. So we have a first field, a student ID counter, which is vital because it lives at the class level, allowing the system to automatically assign a unique incrementing ID to every new student without manual input. So next fields we have student ID, which holds the ID of each student, string, which holds the name of each student, and the assigned course. So we have assigned course field. This is an example of composition where a student has a course object linked to them. So we have a constructor which have a parameter string name, accepts a string name and assign it to the variable or fields we initialize early. So the first method we have is getters. The first and second method is the getters for student name and assigned course. So it will return the student name for the first method, and the second is it will return the course of the student that enrolled. So the third, we have a set assigned course, which which accepts a parameter course and assign it to the field assigned course. So for the fourth, we have the next method is the compute payment. Compute payment, in this base class we set a default return 0. It acts as a placeholder that we expect more specific student types to fill in later. So for the next method we have a get student type. Get student type, it's just return the string, which is for the default it's general. So for the last method we have a toString, which is override this toString. This one is our most important methods for the user interface. Instead of showing raw data, it dynamically checks if a student is enrolled and formats a professional report including their ID, name, course title, and a currency formatted payment string. So for the next class we have a regular student, which is inherit the student, which extend the student. So student and regular student have a inheritance relationship, which the regular student inherit all the attributes and methods from the student class. So we have a first method, which is it's not rather a constructor which accepts a string name, which is past the parameter to a parent class, which use a super keyword. The core of this class is the override.